All right, guys, this is the first Lord of the Rings worksheet. It's over perimeter and circumference. And then on the back side, we're going to talk about scale and scale factors. So for the first problem here, we have Bilbo's home at Bag End. You're asked to find the perimeter. And so remember, to find the perimeter, you just add the number, or add the length of each side together. So you're just going to add those together. You can use a calculator for that. Shouldn't take you much time. When you get down to the problems down here, though, you have the three different sizes of the ring. So the ring actually changes size, and you'll see this in the video, depending on who's wearing it to fit their finger. So Sauron, the creator of the ring, the original ring bearer, and then we see Gollum here, and then Frodo. So it gets smaller and larger depending. And so what you are trying to find is the circumference of the ring. Okay, so here we have the circumference formula. C equals pi times d, pi times diameter. Remember, we're using 3.14 for pi. So in order to find out what the circumference is, you need to know what the diameter is. And remember, the diameter goes all the way through the circle, from one point of the circle through the center, all the way to the other side of the circle. So you have a ruler that you can use to measure the diameter. So you could go this direction here, or you could go this direction here, as long as you're going through the center of the circle. Start from the inner circle. Don't start from the outer part of the circle. So just from the inner part of the circle, like the red lines that I've drawn. Okay, you're going to draw that line, or you don't even have to draw the line, but you do need to measure. So use your ruler and make sure you're measuring in centimeters, because it says measure inside the circle, so not the space outside the circle, and you're rounding to the nearest centimeter. So if you get something like 3.8, that would be closer to 4 than it is to 3. So you're going to round to the nearest centimeter. Then you're going to multiply by pi. So you want your diameter to be to the nearest centimeter. And so you can write and label your answers for the problems on this side of the worksheet. When you get to the back side of the worksheet, this is a map of Middle Earth. And so it says here, and this is very important, that the scale of this map is 1 centimeter is 90 miles. Okay. So using that scale and using a ruler again, you need to find the actual distance that the Hobbits traveled on their journey. Now, they go a long ways in the course of the 3 movies. We're going to be looking at these distances. Number 1, their distance from Hobbiton to Bree, and number 2, their distance from Bree to Rivendale, and then we'll be combining those distances for number 3. So just to give you a heads up of where those places are, Hobbiton you can find in the top left quadrant of your map. Okay. And so if you zoom in, you should see where it says the Shire, okay? And then part of the Shire is Bilbo's house here in Hobbiton. So that's the spot you're going to start at, right there where it says Hobbiton, okay? And you're going from Hobbiton to Bree, it says right there, from Hobbiton to Bree. So they follow this road that goes through the old forest. Sorry, I can't zoom in, there we go. And you're just going to measure the distance from Hobbiton to Bree, and you can just measure a straight line across there. Okay, they actually do cut through the old forest, so that works out. Find out how long that line is. This time you are not rounding to the nearest centimeter. You're going to round to the nearest millimeter, which is 1/10 of a centimeter. So you might get an answer of 2.6 or something like that. That's okay. All right, so you're going to write your answer there. And then you're going to use a proportion to help you find out how long that actual distance is. So using the scale of 1 centimeter is 90 miles, if 1 centimeter is 90 miles, take your number of centimeters that you just measured, and we'll find out how many miles that is in real life. So you need to plug an answer in there. You need to measure and find out how many centimeters it is on the map. You're going to do the same thing for number 2 to find the distance from Bree to Rivendale. Okay, now Rivendale is over here along the Misty Mountains. Use a different color. Okay, and so again, you can just do a straight line. They pretty much follow that road for the most part. You can just do a straight line from Bree to Rivendale to see what that distance is. Okay, and same thing, you're going to find out how far away in miles, not centimeters, but how many miles that is by measuring the centimeters and then using that proportion. And then for number 3, if the hobbits traveled 15 miles a day, how many days did it take them to travel from Hobbiton to Rivendale? So what you need to do is you need to take your answer from part 1, your answer from part 2, combine them, because it says from Hobbiton to Rivendale. Okay, from Hobbiton to Rivendale. Combine them to see what that total distance is, and then figure out if you travel 15 miles a day, how long or how many days it would take them to travel. Okay, that's it. You're done.